Okay, I am going to attempt to show you how to filter out the mailing addresses that you want for your postcards. So you will log in, go to your office, and then go down to Team, scroll to Detailed Genealogy. Sorry if you hear a lot of noise in the background. My dog is chewing a bone right beside me, so that's what you hear. Hope not the microphone's not picking up too loudly. I cannot get her to stop. So I'm going to filter out or cover up people's personal information. So you won't see all of that at the bottom. But the first thing you're going to want to do is change the levels from 0 to 1, and then go over to enroller tree. So what this is doing is it's going to only show you the people you personally have enrolled. Assuming this is your ID number here, you could also do this for someone else. Like if you're wanting to send out postcards to someone else's enrollees, you could put their ID number here, but you only want the enrollment tree showing, not the sponsor tree, because unless you do want to send out postcards to everyone you're sponsoring. But let's just say, for the sake of this example, you're only wanting to send out postcards to your enrollments. So if you do 0 to 1, that will show only your enrollments. If I were to put a 2 in here, that would show my enrollments plus anyone my enrollments had enrolled. So any of my enrollees who enrolled someone, that would be the level 2 on the enrollment tree. I don't want that. I just want the people I've enrolled. And then you could go over here and you could select wellness advocates only, customers only. That would be retail customers or wholesale customers. Or you could do wellness advocates and wholesale customers only. I would recommend, if you do have retail customers, do one with customers only. So run it one time with customers only. I'm going to do wellness advocates and wholesale customers only. Actually, no. Yeah, that's right. So I will have some wellness advocates show up on this that I'm not actually going to send postcards to. If they're very active builders, I won't do that. But I have people who have registered as wellness advocates who signed up that way who aren't actually building. And so I want to make sure they get one of these postcards as well. All right, so then I'm going to go over to columns. I don't need any information here except name and address. I'm going to uncheck all the boxes except name, put address 1. Address 2 would be like if they have an apartment number or second line on their address, city, state, postal code. Okay, and then I'm going to click update report. That is all I need. I cannot believe how loud she is being. Sorry about that. So now what that's going to do is put all of your enrollees in a list for you. I'm not going to scroll down because there's no point. I'm going to cover up all of this personal information, but it will show just their name, address, city, state, postal code. And you could sort it how you want. You just click the column you want to sort it by. Maybe you specifically want to make sure that people in a certain state or region all get postcards for a live in-person class you're doing. So you could click state and it will actually organize everyone by state. And so then you could scroll down and find everyone in the states that you were wanting. Maybe there's a post-convention tour, or you're doing your own post-convention showcase or MetaPower in-person class. So you could go through and find those people for that specific postcard. Then what you can do, again, this will be kind of tricky because I don't want to show you anyone's personal information, but you can select. So I am just going to hold down and select to see how that's lighting up because I'm selecting the row, and you can just, scroll down. It's trying to give me a definition for a word because I'm trying to be really careful how I do this. So you can scroll down to however many lines you want. You could do the whole thing and then do a copy. And then you could go into your Google Drive and start a new spreadsheet and make it a blank spreadsheet. And then you would copy and paste. So again, this will be tricky because I gotta make sure I don't show anybody's personal information. But if I'm going to paste what I just copied from back office, you will be able to see it did actually copy that first row, the name, address, city. So the benefit to having it in a spreadsheet form would be you have more control over being able to then manipulate it. Also, you can export it to places like Vistaprint that would want you to have, if you want to pay for someone else to actually mail them for you, you could upload your spreadsheet to the Vistaprint site and they would mail them for you. So I hope that helped just clarify how to filter and sort your addresses from back office. Oops, this is just a quick PS. I forgot that when you copy over from back office, the name field is not formatted correctly. And so you are going to have to do an extra step if you're trying to use this to be able to upload to either just do labels through, you can export this into Microsoft Word or however you want to print labels. You can do that all within Google as well. But if I, like I had mentioned earlier, if I wanted to upload this to Vistaprint, this is not formatted correctly. And plus the names that we're going to read funny on a postcard. It's going to have the last name first in most cases. And so, or some cases, a lot of cases actually. Mine does not happen to be that way. That's the only one I'm showing you. But it is formatted incorrectly because it's actually a hyperlink and it's all one big block instead of individual lines when you import it or copy and paste it into the spreadsheet. So what I'm going to do, I already created another column. If you don't know how to do that, you just go to column A, insert column, one column to the right, and you'll get a new blank column next to it. I typed in name here. And so I'm going to go down here and type the name how I would want it to read on the postcard, first name, last name. And I will go through each of my customers and do the same for their name. And once I have all their names the way I want it to read on the postcard, I will just go and delete column A. So that doesn't exist anymore. And then I can export it either into a program that would do labels for me, mailing labels that I could stick on, or into Vistaprint or another site that would actually mail the postcards for me. So hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. That part can be kind of tricky. If you're new to doing this type of thing, you might want to ask a techie friend who has done mailing labels before, or like I said, you might just want to import this into a website where it will mail them for you. Of course, you could also handwrite out your addresses on your postcards, depending on how many you have, if all of that is too complicated and you just needed to know how to filter down to your mailing addresses. I hope that information helped you earlier in this video. And again, just let me know if you are confused or have questions. However, if you haven't done this kind of technical thing before and it's becoming really cumbersome and time consuming for you, I will probably recommend that you just handwrite your addresses. Okay,